fucking
It's supposed to be Bubba. He was always Bubba,
Oh, no,
wasn't he?
it's Junior.
It was always Bubba.
I think they called him Junior in one of them or something.
This one?
Maybe, I don't know.
I've always known him
Why
as
do they
Bubba.
call him Junior anyway? He's not a junior to anyone. Who's his senior?
Maybe Grandpa.
Maybe.
Big old pile of dust that just got caked together.
Dude,
there.
that was the worst. That was the worst Grandpa too. He literally looked like a mannequin in the corner. It wasn't
Well,
even
I
like
think he was supposed to be dead. He was dead.
Well, I know, but like in the other iterations, it
Like, he
at
didn't
least
even
looked like
move
it
this one.
used to be a human, right? This literally looked like somebody put a mannequin in the corner and put a mask on it.
Well, in the first one, he was
Like-
still alive, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Like he was just
he
sitting.
was
'cause they
alive.
tried
He
to
was still
get
alive
his-
in the second one too.
Was
Yeah.
Mhm.
He moved, but like barely.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
the
Just
third
like
one
the
is when he
grandma.
died.
no, I'm just saying he may be dead still, but like at least he doesn't even look human. He literally looks like a fake prop.
It's like a balloon. Like they just spray painted a balloon and put like paper mache all over it.
Like it's
Like
bad.
the grandma was still alive in the second one too.
yeah, grandma. Yeah, grandma.
Oh my
was,
god. Anyway, let's.
Oh, hi.
We'll get there.
We're there. Okay.
Welcome
Hello.
back. Yeah, we are the Bonsai Movie Crew.
We all love the movie, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
10 minutes. Yeah. Don't
We all
forget to
know
check
how
out
I
our
feel,
socials, huh?
We all know how I feel.
You loved it.
Yeah,
I know
we
you did.
We know. We'll get there. Calm down. Don't blow your load too early.
Too late.
Welcome back to the Bonsai Movie Crew. Don't forget to check out our socials. Don't forget to come over and check us out on Discord and all that good stuff. I'm not going to say everything every time. It's on the screen. You guys know where to check it out. And if you need a link for any of it, it's in the description on both the podcast and on the YouTube video. So shouldn't have to say it every time. Then I get tired of remembering them all.
Pretty much on.
Karen's like, remember them all. At least you don't have to fuck with them all.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Shouldn't even think about that. I should have just kept it to myself.
Yeah.
Way to go, dickhead.
Yeah.
Shut up!
I didn't even say anything.
Don't
I just
have
said
to. I got you.
That's what he was. That's what he knew you were thinking. Anyway,
Amateur.
let's get
I
into
know.
our creator profile. We're gonna jump right into this shit. Let's get into our creator profile.
Viggo Mortensen.
Yes, it's Viggo Mortensen. Whatever.
Vigo.
Viggo.
He is Vigo.
Here's Viggo. Karen, you want to read it?
Yeah.
Fuck. I'll read the movie if you read this.
Okay. I said I would.
I'm clicking on it, dude. Here, hold on. I'm gonna get this stuff out of your way. Oh, yeah, all nice and ready.
I am ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Okay. Who is Viggo Viggo Mortensen? Viggo Mortensen made his film debut in Witness. He became well known for his role as the brave warrior Aragorn in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and went on to star in David Cronenberg's A History of Violence and Eastern Promises. After a screen hiatus, Mortensen returned in Oscar-nominated roles in the comedy-drama Captain Fantastic and Green Book. Early years. Viggo Peter Mortensen was born in 1958 in Manhattan, New York, to a Danish father and an American mother. He spent much of his early childhood traveling with his family and spent several years in Venezuela, Argentina, and Denmark before returning to New York, where he studied at St. Lawrence University. Witness and other films. Moving to Los Angeles to take up acting, Mortensen earned critical praise for his stage performance in Bent. His film debut was Witness, when he went on to appear in projects that included The Indian Runner, Portrait of a Lady, and 28 Days. Mortensen firmly planted himself in leading man territory with the role of Aragorn, a warrior with regal lineage in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Although he
It's
claimed...
supposed to be the remake for Psycho. Says he was in it.
He was.
The remake of Psycho.
Mm-hmm.
I've only seen that one. Gus Van Zant's.
Mm-hmm.
I've only seen that once.
I've never seen it. Not
I
the
don't
remake.
remember him in it.
No, it's
Shot for
it's shot for shot, but
I
it
say
has...
that's the one with Vince Vaughn in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has good qualities. I mean, like Vince Vaughn
And-
does a really good job, and I mean the acting's really good.
Is
There's
that Anne Heche?
Yeah.
Is she?
yeah. Although he claimed no individual honors, he shared several ensemble awards as the fantasy films went on to gross nearly $3 billion globally. A History of Violence and collaborations with David Cronenberg. After starring in the Western Hidalgo, Mortensen took center stage as a gangster trying to forget his past in David Cronenberg's A History of Violence. He reunited with Cronenberg for the Russian organized crime drama Eastern Promises opposite Naomi Watts. Mortensen attracted critical attention for his work on the film, winning a British Independent Film Award for Best Actor and garnering an Academy Award nomination in the same category.
Jeremiah. He was in Young Guns 2 also.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's been a long time since I've seen that one.
I just watched it not long ago. I don't remember seeing him in the fucking movie.
They're like, he's got bit roles in both, don't he?
I think so. I think they're just small roles.
Yeah. Mortensen then collaborated with Cronenberg for a third time in A Dangerous Method, which led to a Golden Globe nomination. After a few years away from the screen, Mortensen returned with a bang in the much-praised comedy drama Captain Fantastic, for which he was nominated for a Golden Globe and an Oscar for Best Actor. Mortensen found his way onto the awards circuit once again after starring in Green Book. Based on a true story, the film featured Mortensen as a blue-collar Indian Tony Lip, alongside that
Mahershala Ali.
There you go. Erudite African-American...
Great fucking actor.
He is. I just can't say his name. Pianist Don Shirley as they wound their way through segregated pastures of the South in the early 1960s. Mortensen married singer Exene Cervenka. I think that's how you say her name?
Nope. I don't know. I don't have no fucking clue.
In the late 1980s, but they later divorced. The couple had one child together, a son named Henry. Mortensen has since been involved in a long-term relationship with Spanish actress Adriana Gil. During his film hiatus, the actor took time to focus on other projects he was passionate about, launching a publishing press through which he published many of his personal works of literature, poetry, and photography. He is also an accomplished painter.
Oh, man. This guy has done a lot of serious roles. So, everybody just give me what their favorite movie of Viggo Mortensen is.
Perfect Murder.
Probably The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I'm going with Lord of the Rings.
It's tough, man. 28 Days is really good. I haven't seen a lot of these movies. Like, cause he does a lot of like more serious roles, and I'm more about action and like violence. History of Violence is actually a good movie too.
We just recently rewatched that, and
Jesus.
I was not as thrilled with it the second time as I was
really?
the first time.
What's that? History of Violence?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go with The Lord of the Rings also, but I'm gonna go specifically the first one because, well, I don't know, man. It's tough because he's
I like Two Towers the most. It's got more of an action in it.
You know how I feel about The Lord of the Rings? Are you okay
I'm
over
not
there?
having any luck.
How would you drop now?
Frankie?
Fucking Frank rolled off.
Jesus Christ!
Frank and Mannequin.
I'm going with Lord of the Rings though.
He just did there. Just reminded me of Big Daddy, the newspaper.
Yeah. Just put newspaper on it.
Anyway, what's your favorite?
Perfect Murder.
Perfect Murder. Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings. Of course, the three guys here want Lord of the Rings.
Action packed. Like I said, I think the second one, I like the second one because there's more action to it. The first one's more of just walking.
Mm-hmm.
More running for the first part.
No, it's a lot of walking, and then at the end they throw a ring into a fire.
Yeah,
that was
at least the second one they had
That's what I said, and at the end they throw a ring into
like
a
I
fire.
said, at least the second one they had a little
Yeah.
hiccup
First one.
into it.
That first one,
Second one.
first one, there's a hiccup. Then the third one, they just throw the ring into the fire. Yeah,
Except
he explained it
that's
in
not really
Clerks
true.
too.
So the second
He
one was
explained
better.
it perfectly in Clerks.
You had the better fight scenes.
God. Anyway, I think that all the three of them were good. So if Madison was here, you already know what her favorite would be.
Yeah, we've discussed it at length. Her and I have had our discussions.
Yeah, she would definitely pick Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Okay.
I love her for it.
So that was Viggo Mortensen.
Well, here's a question for any of you. Who's your favorite character out of Lord of the Rings?
Probably out of the Lord of the Rings. Man, I don't know. It's a tough one because I love Gimli and I love
Gimli's
Gandalf,
my favorite.
Yeah.
and I love Sam and I love Merry and Pippin. So they're all great characters.
I like
It's hard
Gimli.
to choose. Probably, yeah. I might go with Gimli.
Gimli and Legolas' relationship just fucking
It
kills
gets
me.
better as it goes
Yeah.
too. So, I don't know.
Would you like me to describe it for you? Or would you like me to get you a box?
When are we gonna sit down and watch him?
Probably not.
Why?
I've seen them before.
Just watch them with your son, man.
He won't. That'd be too fucking long. He's got bigger priorities like playing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Friday the 13th or screaming up in his room about whatever.
That Will Ferrell meme. They're coming for the children.
It's really creepy.
At least he throws out random, movie quotes.
Yeah, he's getting better.
My kids just walk in and say, bruh, bruh, bruh. Like, dude.
Dude, you should hear him. Like, we'll be up there.
What are you doing over there? He's just throwing trash on his floor.
I didn't mean to. My
Like, we'll
cat
be
just
watching
went.
a movie.
We're not rich. I don't have a maid, man.
I'll get it. Don't worry.
Jesus.
Like, we'll be watching
I'll get
a
my
movie
shit.
or whatever, and we'll just hear SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Like, he does the fucking SpongeBob laugh, and it's like, don't.
Like, he'll be up there and all of a sudden you hear like, "Ugh." I can't even do it, but he'll do it.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. Oh, boy. I wish I had the SpongeBob laugh right here on as a bomb. Like, that'd be a pretty good one.
If Jack was here, he could do it for you, but
Yeah, hold on. Which one?
I award you no points.
That's not it.
I'm a loner, Daddy.
You're killing me.
Hold on.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Couldn't find it.
what are you going
That's
That's the
Arnold
closest thing to a
Owl.
laugh I have. Anyway, sorry, I don't have them all numbered like you. So
He's got the
F2.
You got them numbered. They're there.
I know, but I don't have them numbered like yours is numbered.
he doesn't have like a 13 and a 14.
I can go
like,
up
he
to
goes
9.
10 or 9.
Yeah, or 10, yeah. And then from there, I've got to like look at it like, okay, 11, 12, 13. So it's different for me over here.
Oh,
Different, man.
oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, I got to
He's
use
got
the F keys.
he's got the keypad and then he's
Yeah,
got
your F key. Okay, I got you.
Anyway. Okay. Fuck. Let's get into what everybody's been watching.
What the hell have you been watching?
Are you writing down timestamps?
I thought he was.
Oh, son of a bitch.
You're better at it, I thought. I don't know. I'm
he
beginning
did
to think,
Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm
though.
beginning to think that
yeah,
you both
I'm doing
suck.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Neither of them.
Which
Nobody's
is gonna suck, by the way. I'm just saying.
I got it from here.
Thanks, man.
You had to figure out creator profile. 6-ish.
I don't
No,
even think it was that
Because
far.
because it was right.
It was only
'cause
like
we were
2 or 3
going-
minutes.
Yeah, because we were.
Yeah,
right
we
in.
were.
He's like,
Yeah, we
let's
were
just
right
get
into it.
it.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah, so creator
I'd probably
profile's gonna be
say-
easy, but
2 minutes.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 minutes. It wasn't long at all. And probably for this, 13 minutes. Okay. Let's get into everybody's been watching.
you ain't even
What you
got
been
that.
watching?
Same shit she watched.
What you been watching?
Slumber Party Massacre 2.
What is it?
Slumber Party Massacre 2.
Oh.
And Mother's Day and Family Guy.
The remake or the old one?
The old one.
Okay. The remake wasn't that bad.
I never even seen the old one.
Yeah, it's the first time we both seen it.
I've never seen the old one.
Yeah, it was.
It was fine up until the very, very end scene. If they hadn't done that, it would have been a decent.
Yeah, we're starting back. Joe Bob starting
Yeah,
to watch
trying
it
to get back
again.
into
That's
that.
where we
Again?
watched it.
They're not done.
No, we're not
Oh.
done.
I thought
There's
you guys were like,
Well, we just started the third season. I think there's 6 altogether, but he had Eli Roth on there, and I guess Mother's Day is like his
Favorite.
favorite movie. And there's little
of
bits.
course
of
it is.
There's little bits of that movie in everything that he does. That's kind of like
He takes it
tribute
as
to
inspiration and he uses it in different ways in every movie he's done.
Yeah, he's kind of.
And you know, I I have given Eli Roth a lot of shit over the years, but listening to him talk on Joe Bob and
He gushes over horror
holy
movies.
shit, dude, that guy is like very intelligent. And then like I have done nothing but give Cabin Fever shit for many, many years. But I think I need to go back and rewatch it and give it another chance. Because he said like a couple of things on there. And I can't remember all of them, but one of them was like he said, because my biggest thing about it was, that it's just another teenagers going out in the woods and dying and, whatever. But one, they're dying from a disease. It's not really like a slasher or anything, so that's kind of unique. And two, none of them actually die from the disease. They all die from their own stupidity in some way or another. Or their own vanity. Or, whatever. And I never really considered that either. And I was like, yeah, I should probably go back and rewatch that. Give it another decent look, I
Another
guess.
looky loo.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all you guys watch?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
we ain't watched much this week.
What about you, Eric? What'd you watch, man?
So I watched a little bit more of that Taboo show, Mythbusters. What else did I watch? Man, that's about all I got the chance to sit down and watch. Yeah. That's it.
Don't think too hard, man.
Yeah, my brain was a little frying right there.
Oh, and I forgot. When Alec was blowing us all up with those messages last week, the ones that he was sending to our phones kept coming back to him unsent. So that's why we got them a bunch of times, because he sent them and it kept coming back to him unsent. So then he switched to Messenger.
It's because over at his apartment and shit, he's got shitty service over there.
Since he got the Wi-Fi, it's been fine.
Oh.
But for some reason, when he was trying to send those, they all came back to him unsent. So he was getting unsent while we were all getting them. So yeah, that was pretty funny to me.
I watched a few things for once. Yeah.
Did you beat us all?
I don't know. What's your count?
3.
Yep. So I watched. We've been watching Dragon Ball. We're up to the tournament with Goku and Krillin and all that stuff. Pretty entertaining. At least I ain't all pervy right now. It's pretty nice. We watched the new episode of The Boys. So it got away from a lot of the political stuff in this recent episode, which is really nice. And it was just like, it was fucking funny because they go to this farm, right? And apparently they were running, or they somehow or another, the V compound, which is the stuff that makes superheroes, got into the feeding water, or the for the animals, and turned them on into like super animals. And they were like not normal super animal, like sheep were flying around and trying to eat people. There was like a supercharged bull and a steer that wanted to kill them.
Oh my god.
And like chickens that were like jumping through people and just gutting them, and like it was fucking weird and wild. It was pretty funny. It was good though. Anyway, and then we watched Kevin Hart special on Netflix where he gets the Mark Twain award. I wanted to watch it because it had a bunch of other comedians on it, like Dave Chappelle, Jerry Seinfeld, Nikki Glaser, I think, was on there. And it's pretty much them getting up there and just talking a bunch of shit about...
Is it like a roast?
Not really a roast. They kind of like make fun of him, and then they kind of like congratulate him and tell him about how great he is and what he's done for them. Because Kevin Hart is genuinely a pretty cool dude. He's a really nice guy, and he's opened a lot of doors for other comedians and things like that. So, I think who else was on there? Little Dicky was on there. There's a few people on there, and like Nelly was there. I haven't seen Nelly in years, and he like
He's still wearing his Band-Aid.
no, but he did sing that one song. It's getting hot in here. Take off all your clothes or whatever.
Hair.
Yeah, getting hot in her. Anyway, it was pretty funny though. It was some funny moments, and then
Pretty
he
sure
had some
that
really
we're all mandated every time somebody says it's getting hot in here. We all go, so take off all your clothes.
It's still the thing. We still say that. But he got up there and said some really good shit, and I think that it's good to see a guy in his position with some decent morals about himself. So, I also watched Furiosa, which was really long. It was too long, as a matter of fact.
I've been kind of wanting to see it.
It's good. If you liked Fury Road, don't expect all the action that you got out of Fury Road in this. Like, it's still visually stunning, and there's still a lot going on. But it's not like it's not a fucking 2-hour car chase like it was in Fury Road. So, but it's still good, and it still has that same visual kind of style to it and everything. I think that Anya Taylor-Joy did great. I think that Chris Hemsworth was awesome.
That's what I've heard.
He was awesome. Really, everybody in the movie was awesome. It was a really good movie. It was just, there were certain aspects of the movie that I was like, how boring, or, things like that. But it was good, and it ties right into Mad Max. Like, it goes from that right into Mad Max, Fury Road. And I would say if you're going to watch Fury Road, just watch that first and then Fury Road, because I don't know why you'd walk backwards. I hate prequels for that reason. Do you watch it before or after?
Right.
Why wouldn't you just watch it before? You know what I mean? Like, and just that way you can segue right into the movie.
Well,
that's like the Star Wars movies. Like, do you watch episode 1, 2, and 3 first, or do you watch them after 3, 4, and 4, 5, and 6? My personal opinion is watch 1, 2, and 3 first if you've never seen them, and then get into 4, 5, and 6. That way, you're surprised by it all.
Yeah,
Right.
I get it, but I think that, like, in this case, would anybody... I mean, obviously people would be interested in Furiosa because of, being good, but Mad Max drummed up the interest first.
I get that, but... So, the way I see it is because Mad Max is so much more action-heavy, to go from Mad Max and all the action and then move backwards into Furiosa, where there's still action, but not near as much, it would be kind of like a downer. You know what I mean? Like, ugh. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't as fun. Like, it's like snorting all your fucking cocaine early at the party, and then you come down, 3 hours before the party's over.
But did she
It's no
exist,
fun.
though, before that story, though?
What do you mean?
Furiosa. Like, was she her own character prior? In this... Like, is there a comic? Is there a book?
How did she become
Like,
Furiosa?
yeah.
That's what this is about.
That's what I'm saying, though. So Fury Road, if it was a story that somebody came up with, some writer, and they didn't have this Furiosa story fleshed out, nobody thought of this Furiosa story, that's why it's a prequel, because it came later to somebody.
I get that, but I don't know, you'd have to watch it. I think that you would...
What I'm saying is that it sparked that thought to make the Furiosa story. Without Fury Road, they wouldn't have had the Furiosa story.
I get that, but like, still though, if it segues perfectly into Fury Road, why not just watch Furiosa first? And
well, I don't know. I don't know who wrote the two stories. So, like, maybe who wrote Fury Road didn't write Furiosa. They watched Fury Road and went, "Hey, I got an idea."
Yeah, exactly. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that without Fury Road, they wouldn't have come up with the idea for Furiosa.
I get that, but why does that matter?
I think you're missing my point.
I guess so. I'll listen to the podcast later and be like, oh, I get it now. Sometimes I do that. Anyway, I also watched... sorry. What I would recommend you check out Furious. It's a good movie. It's
George
good.
Miller wrote both of them. Well,
Yeah.
Obviously, he's written all of them, and then one of the guys that helped write Fury Road also helped write Furiosa.
So maybe the idea came to them after they wrote Fury Road, where it's like, okay, well, maybe we can make another movie for Furiosa, and we can give her, yeah.
But unfortunately, apparently,
We already made this movie, so we're just gonna we can just make the prequel for it.
I mean, it's saying, like, it doesn't spark the idea until after that story's already done. Like, they've made the movie or whatever, and a couple years later they go, hey, you know what? We could really flesh this out. it's already done with because it's already been made, but they didn't have
They didn't
that
have the idea for Fury.
have the idea for Furiosa completely fleshed out or completely thought of until Fury Road was done, and they wouldn't have done that without having Fury Road done. Does that make sense?
And this will probably be George Miller's last one.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Because apparently it did piss poor. And
Yeah, it didn't do as good at the box set. So the movie did well. I mean, it got received really well, but it just didn't do well at the theater like they had hoped. So, which it didn't have Mad Max in it, I think is part of the reason. But that, and they didn't bring back Charlize Theron to play Furiosa. So,
Well, I mean, that would be.
but yeah, but I'm also kind of like, but
That's
if
like
when, so
people
in
don't
scenes
think.
where, because she don't say a lot in the movie, she does talk, but not very much. And whenever she does talk, you think you hear Charlize Theron. Like,
Mhm.
she sounds just like her. She kind of has some of the only difference is, like, she's smaller than Charlize Theron.
Mhm.
Like, Charlize Theron is larger in
She's
stature. She's taller. She's got broader shoulders, all that stuff. It's just,
But those are all things that can come with age. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, you
not
don't
not the tall, but I'm saying like the broad shoulders, like working and things like that. And look at how small he used to be.
yeah, but this movie literally takes place right before Fury Road.
Oh,
It segues
yeah, I
right
guess
into
that's
Fury
true.
Road.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but it's whatever though. I think she did a great job, and she filled some big shoes. I think that what it was, they didn't want to bring Charlize Theron in and have to de-age her or something like that. or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, because I think that looks fake as hell. I mean,
It looked,
if it's done in small sections or whatever, it's not bad. But when you've got the actor in for like the first half of the movie, it's so noticeable.
yeah, but she did a good job, and it was a good movie. It was alright. It was good. I would recommend watching it. So, and last but not least, we watched In a Violent Nature. I think that's out on Shudder. So I know it's out on digital.
It's out on digital. It ain't on Shutter yet. Shutter comes later.
Oh,
Like, they don't
Usually a
have a
week
specified
later.
date.
oh, I know it's a Shudder movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a Shutter
Okay.
release.
But they don't have a Shutter
You guys
date
haven't
yet.
watched it yet?
Not
Yeah.
yet. That's why
Uh,
we haven't watched much this week at all.
I won't give too much away, but the movie, I wish you guys had seen it because there's scenes where it's just like, what the fuck is the point of this? Like, I get the idea of
Telling
following
the killer.
a serial killer. That's an awesome concept. I just think that they kind of dropped the ball a little bit on this. I think that it's a good movie. I don't think I'll come back to it because it's really boring at parts. Especially the last like 20 minutes of the movie. You're like it's just, yeah, the last 20 minutes you're going to be like, wow, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, it just, nothing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's hard to explain because I don't want to give anything away. But like, the movie itself, just, I feel like they dropped the ball on the idea because it could have been such a cool idea. Like, a
Yeah.
really cool, like you
There's
remember
nothing worse than
Behind the Mask, Leslie Vernon story, whatever. Like, that was a good fucking idea, and they executed that really well.
Perfectly.
And I kind of thought like this could be something similar to that, but only maybe following like a Jason or a Michael Myers sort of character, and or like, Hatchet or whatever. I don't know that guy's name. I can't remember. But
Victor Crowley.
Victor
Victor
Crowley, that's his name. But like that kind of premise, and because you know how they just kind of walk with a purpose, and he does that in this movie,
Do
but
so much cardio.
he does that in this movie a lot. But it's one of those things where I'm like, sometimes it really, like, some of the areas of the movie drag out. Some of the points in the movie don't make any sense. I'm like, why? You do get his backstory throughout the movie, which is, I like that. Thank you for that. But some areas of the movie, I'm just like, how fucking stupid. And especially the last 20 minutes of the movie killed it for me, is what it was, really, more than anything.
I hate
Because it was just so like, oh my God, when is this going to end and what is going on? And then it just ends and you're like, okay, well, that was fucking stupid. Like, they could have done so much more with the last bit of this movie, and they didn't. I just feel like they dropped the ball on the premise, really, more than anything. But I won't come back and watch it, but I will say that it is worth watching, I would say. Like, especially if you're like a Jason fan.
And obviously,
they say it has a lot of Jason's-esque to it.
It is very Jason-esque.
And especially if you're into slasher films or whatever, like, you should give it a chance.
Yeah, definitely. And that's why I wanted to watch. Like, what a great concept. And the fucking kills, I will say, are the best part.
I've heard
the kills are awesome.
Yeah.
Like, they're really good. Like, they're violent and gory. I don't know what part people were saying they were throwing up at. I can think of one part maybe, but there's a couple parts where I'm like, man, maybe it was that part. Or maybe it was that part.
Oh, it's like Terrifier 2.
Yeah.
Oh.
No. This wasn't on the level of Terrifier 2.
No, I'm saying, like, people were talking about that for so long, and, like, when you finally watch it, you're like, yeah, I can see that being a little bit fucked up, but it's not.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
There's one scene in particular I think people might be talking about, but I don't know. It was, like, you'll have to watch it, because the kills are the best part of this movie. So... But they're not on the level of, like, the Terrifier 2 scene where he, like, skins that girl alive and everything.
Stop! She's done.
Yeah.
Was it, like, brutality like Jason kills, or was it, like...
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. A lot of them were really quick and shit like that, but you could tell
brute strength.
It definitely took some imagination. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stabbing through mattresses. You know, the springs will slow it down. So it's just like,
Anyway, that's all I watch. If you're
better.
a Jason fan or anything like that, I would say go watch
Just
it.
imagine a slow machete going through your stomach.
I've got time to get up.
Stop poking.
Ow!
What the fuck is
What
that?
is that?
What is this? This thing's coming up through the mattress
You
at a
guys
very
see this?
at an alarmingly slow rate.
What's this?
he's gonna reach up, grab you, like, fuck this, take the back of it, and just be like,
On a front.
shit. Turn it around.
Oh shit, that's
Wrong side.
lipstick. Lipstick.
Yeah, there you go. Like,
I'm dead.
I feel pretty.
I'm dead and pretty.
There was
Sorry,
That's the Joker smile.
Front Face Lock. I was listening to them talk about the first Jason movie, and they were talking about Kevin Bacon's death, and I was on the treadmill.
He gets stabbed through the mattress, don't he?
Yeah, I was.
After getting laid.
I was on the treadmill when they were talking about it, and I literally had to get off the treadmill because I was laughing so hard I couldn't breathe.
What were you watching or listening to?
Front Face Pod.
Oh.
Front Face Lock. And they were talking about Friday the 13th, the first one, and that death scene in particular, and I couldn't breathe. Like, I was dying. I played it for him when I came home, and we were both still just like tears, because he was talking about, like, okay, so if you're right-handed, do you use your right hand to slit or hold him down? Because if you hold him down with your left hand and you're not that strong in your left hand, he could get away. But if you use your left hand to slice him, but you use your right hand to hold him down, you could miss.
Like, you're not coordinated with your left hand.
Yeah, and they're like, he's like, so maybe he's ambidextrous, and then they were going on and on and on about, like, the difference, and I was losing it.
It was an old lady.
Yeah, that was the other thing they brought up. They're like, but wait, it was an old lady, and then they were talking about something about her sweater or something about the thing, and it was like,
I don't remember.
she was pissed because he had something that she had knitted, and he fucked it up, and that was why she really killed him.
I like to think that Jason's mom is like Ned Flanders. She wears the sweater all the time, and she's got like a gut, and she looks feeble, and she takes the sweater off, and she's fucking jacked. She's just jacked like Schwarzenegger, dude.
Where do you think Jason got all his strength from?
Yeah, exactly.
I thought it was the lake had, like, chemicals in it. That's
chemical
what you
lake
told me.
water.
Well, then we're back to how did he grow up?
He was hiding out for the past 20 years, just pumping steroids and pumping weights.
But then we're back to why didn't he tell his mom he was alive?
Why would he?
I don't know, because he wanted.
Because he loved his mom. He's a mama's boy. We've talked about this.
Not until she died.
She didn't
Maybe
have to
it's
die.
like Splatterhouse. Say when Rick had the mask put on, he became fucking Jack, but I'm pretty sure he was a nerd.
I was like, the mask is magic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he put on the mask and he just becomes this like hulking beast.
So if you took the mask off, he turned into a little boy again. Wait,
Yeah, like
and
the
then
fucking sewer.
that's what happened in the sewer.
Yeah, when he's
Yep.
like
Yep,
in the sewer or whatever.
that is what happened.
Yeah, the
They did.
sewer is the
That's it.
house.
We are making headway.
But
We'll
still
figure
better
this out
sewer.
eventually.
We'll
We'll have
figure
our
it
own
out.
theory
Yeah.
at some point. Like it all planned out. This is actually what happened.
Don't worry, Friday the 13th franchise. We will figure this out for you.
Yeah. Come talk to us whenever we're all done, and you can pay us our residuals.
Yeah.
Whenever you go and straighten out your franchise. All right. Anyway, let's move on here. Let's get into
Just enjoy it as it is. How's that?
we
you
can't.
can't. though.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it as a slasher.
It's. I mean, sure.
There you
But
go.
Slasher's got to make a little bit of sense, though.
Not really. Just enjoy it as a slasher. They kill people. It's there to kill people.
Oh, but his
He's
knife's
very-
upside
But I
down
can enjoy
sometimes.
other slashers with better story where they kill people.
But why?
But why? I just need mindless story with mindless violence.
There you go.
That's all I need. Transformers 2 is my favorite movie.
I don't need explosions.
Explosions go boom.
Anyway, all right. Let's get into our movie.
Let's talk about the movie.
Oh, man. This week we watched the third one in a franchise, another fucking franchise that makes no sense.
Worse than Jason.
Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Where, I don't know, we'll get into it. I have no fucking idea. Give us that plot synopsis, Karen.
I want to see if it makes any sense. Two college students driving coast to coast are lured off the main highway and onto a deserted Texas road. Here they are stalked by the menacing Leatherface and his demented family. A bizarre cannibalistic clan with blood on their hands and a feast on their minds. The students' only chance for escape is a survivalist with enough firepower to blast Leatherface and the rest of the grisly predators to hell. A depraved shocker of intense terror from the gruesome beginning to the bloody finish. Boy, somebody who the fuck
before
wrote
we
that?
even get started, how many family members does Leatherface have?
Also,
Holy
what do
shit.
you mean a bloody finish? There was no fucking gore in this
What
movie.
about the firepower thing? He literally had one gun that got broke 5 seconds after he pulled it out.
No, it didn't get broke. He got his strap to the gun caught up in the
No, he
chainsaw.
pulled it out to keep Leatherface from
Yeah.
tearing his face off, and
The strap of the gun got caught in the chainsaw.
I thought that the end of it got
Mm-mm.
sawed off.
It was dark. We couldn't see.
It looked like
No,
it
it
got
was the
sawed
strap.
off. Yeah. Anyway, it was useless.
No, it could have been more useful had he not just started spraying into the house and controlled shots.
But here's the thing too: is like he literally kept getting bullets or whatever. He could have saved them 5 seconds and grab one or 5 bullets and then shoot
We'll
the
get
guy.
to that because I have questions.
I have questions about
have
that
lots
new
of questions.
chainsaw too. I got questions about that new chainsaw.
I'm not even going to
New
read who's in
chainsaw.
this. Ken Forey's about the only one that matters.
Look,
and Viggo.
Yeah, Viggo Mortensen.
Who?
Yeah,
Ken Forey.
Ken Forey.
Foray?
Yeah.
Forey.
Forey.
Foray.
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 Yeah.
Isn't that a room you eat in or something? Or
Foyer.
It's a
foyer.
That's where you walk in.
oh yeah, that's what it is.
Was that chainsaw an amphibious chainsaw? Just question.
Amphibious.
Yeah.
Oh, because of the water.
Yeah.
I don't understand. We'll get there. We're gonna get there. All right. We're gonna get there because I got lots of questions about this movie.
I don't. I thought they explained everything
Perfectly. Honestly, though, this might be the best one of the three.
It's a magical amphibious chainsaw.
No?
It was a
It was
chainsaw.
the most coherent one.
It was the chainsaw of the lake.
You don't think so?
Oh God, no.
The first one.
The first one? Well, the first one's
God,
pretty
the first
cut
one
and
was
dry.
terrible.
Well, the first one you
That was
don't
terrible.
you don't get very much background, which is perfect.
No.
I don't want to know.
Bunch of random ass kids show up at this fucking house.
Bunch of
Good
backwoods
fucking
country
story
folk
for
come
me.
out and start fucking killing them.
All right. I'm going to read this plot. Oh, wait. Sorry. We got to do our would you watch, would you recommend? Let's start with Jeremiah. Jeremiah, would you watch, would you recommend?
I watched it.
I watched it.
Soon, probably not. Would I recommend it if you're like straight wanting to watch all the movies in the series? Yeah, obviously watch it, but I mean, I would really say stop at the first one and like the original, like run of it, I guess, before they started doing the remakes. Just watch the first one. It's got all the information you need. You don't need to go any farther than that. Obviously, the second one, we all found out that was complete dog shit, and you're about to find out.
This was complete dog shit.
And then the fourth one is fucking wild.
I don't know.
What if we watch the fourth one and we kind of like it because of the campiness?
Holy
I mean,
shit, this is better.
This one
Well,
kept me
that's the thing,
entertained.
Like I'm pretty sure McConaughey and Zellweger both won't
Oh,
acknowledge
well,
this
of course
movie
they won't. They're very serious actors now.
Renee Zellweger has never been a serious actor to me.
I know.
I
Like,
cannot
that was a
fucking
Bridget
joke.
stand
Jones's Diary.
Yeah.
It was a fucking joke.
What else was she in?
Empire Records.
Empire Records. She was in. Was she in Empire Records?
Yeah.
She was in Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yeah, like I said to him,
Oh,
I said,
Jerry
I don't
Maguire.
think I've seen like more than like 3 movies with her in it.
I've seen a few, but I don't like her. I don't like her face. She's always squinting.
She's
don't
not
like
a
your
very good
face.
actress.
Yeah, she's not a good actress. Anyway, I'm going to say no, I would not recommend this movie unless you want to complete the entire Texas Chainsaw Massacre series, then by all means go for it. Thankfully, this is only about an 80-minute movie. It's not long.
85.
I think I saw 81. Hour 27.
Hour 27.
Hour
85
27.
minutes.
An hour and a half.
85 minutes is the director's cut.
Oh, I didn't watch the director's cut. I just watched the regular
Hour 25
theatrical.
minutes, so you're missing about 4 minutes of footage.
Did you guys get
So it
violence
didn't
at
have a
least and
director's
gore?
cut.
It does. It's unrated. Well, the unrated cut, I guess.
Was there actually gore in
Because
it?
Jeff Burr
Yeah,
wanted
there's a
his
little bit.
Jeff Burr wanted his name off of it.
Okay. But no, I wouldn't. I won't be watching this movie probably ever again. I did not like it. I didn't like the one. I don't like any of these movies, to be honest with you. I don't care. Don't want to watch it. Don't want to watch it again. I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't think I'll ever see it again. Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna watch them, you should probably see this one. I think the only way I'd watch this again is if somebody said they hadn't watched it. I'd be like, "You're in for a treat. Come on."
Yeah, right.
But
Let's watch it together.
Yeah, that'd be probably about it. I wouldn't seek it out, and I didn't care for it.
What about you, Eric?
I could just see Karen just like, yeah, it's a great movie. And she's just sitting there watching like this.
I'd be watching their face
this way
the whole
the whole time throughout the movie like this.
time.
Yeah, just
What did you think of that part?
No, I do not recommend. No, I do not. Unless, I mean, like you guys said, if you are a Texas Chainsaw fanatic and you haven't seen all the movies,
You should probably watch this.
yeah, I mean, you have to. If you're going to say you're a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, fanatic, and you haven't seen this, then you have to watch it to say you are a Texas Chainsaw fanatic.
That sounds like a pretty low recommend from everybody. Everybody's like, no, don't watch this movie unless you're a fanatic of the series. So, yeah. All right, well, let's move on into our fucking movie here.
It's going to be a long one because there's going to be a lot of questions stopping you from.
Right. So this actually starts out with the dialogue from the beginning of the movie. It says, on August 18th, 1973, Sally Hardesty, her invalid brother, more like retarded ass, annoying brother, Franklin,
Asshole.
and their friends fell afoul of a bizarre cannibalistic clan of serial predators. Miss Hardesty was the sole survivor of that night of terror. She died in a private healthcare facility in 1977. A single member of the murderous family lived to see trial. The prosecution recorded his name as W.E. Sawyer. He died in the gas chamber in 1981. The jurors concluded that Leatherface, presumed to be an unapprehended killer, was an alternate personality of Sawyer's, activated whenever he donned a crude mask made of human flesh. If there was no Leatherface in reality, then Sally Hardesty may at least rest in peace. If there was a Leatherface, he remains at large, and the so-called Texas Chainsaw Massacre was only the beginning. So what they're saying was that they caught a guy, claimed that he was Leatherface, and put him to death.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's how I took it.
That's what it sounds like.
They caught a guy that was part of the family, and they
We hope.
blamed everything on him.
We hope he was a swear.
Sounds like just a cop-out to me, but they could have just left it ambiguous and not said anything about Sally. Because she actually they bring her back in the newest one on Netflix. So, she's in that one.
Maybe she's a zombie.
Not the same actress, because she died, I guess. But
Maybe she's a zombie in that one.
no, she's not a zombie. All right, so the Leatherface. The movie begins with Leatherface bludgeoning a young woman, Gina, to death with a sledgehammer before beginning the process of cutting her face off to make it into a mask. Gina's sister, Sarah, watches from a nearby window. Leatherface hears Sarah outside, and after she flees, he briefly checks outside before going back to work. Sometime later, Michelle and her boyfriend Ryan, both traveling through Texas, pass through a security checkpoint near the excavation of a large number of butchered bodies and reach the Last Chance gas station. At the station, they meet a hitchhiking cowboy named Tex. What? Keep shaking your head.
The couple from the very get, the woman annoyed the shit out of me.
Yeah, there's no likable
She's like,
character.
I need alone time.
Ken Foree, whatever.
He's always likable.
Yeah,
True.
but other than that, like, Maine, like she's talking about, kill him.
Yeah,
Immediately,
yeah.
the girl gets on your nerves because she's like, I need alone time. But I wanted you to be on this trip so we could enjoy each other.
Yeah, that makes absolutely no sense.
And then as soon as Tex enters the picture, she's like,
Oh, I know.
oh, my panties want to
was,
drop.
Yeah, she was
Like-
all over them nuts. Like, dude, your boyfriend's right there.
Yeah.
You fucking
And you literally
snake.
just told him you don't want to be with him, but you want him to be on this trip.
Yeah, so what's going to happen when they get to their destination? Ain't they supposed to be dropping, like, the car off to her
That's
dad
what
or
she
something?
said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you get to Florida or whatever, y'all parting ways, y'all fucking hitchhiking back.
Yeah, I don't
Like-
understand that either.
And
I
there's
didn't like her.
absolutely no
I didn't like
fucking
her either.
sense.
I didn't like her boyfriend though either. So
No, he just seemed kind of like there, though. Like, he wasn't. But she immediately gave me, like, oh, I don't like you at all.
yeah, yeah. Tex shows Ryan a route on the map that can get them out to a town. A fight soon breaks out between Tex and Alfredo when Tex finds the latter spying on Michelle while
could've
she
looked at
uses the station restroom.
He could have looked at the peephole, though. Didn't really have the best view. So,
That's what I said. I was like, what is he even looking at? Like,
yeah, like, as soon as she
All
sits
you
down,
see
he's
is,
going to be
like,
staring at the stall again.
or the
so
top of her head even.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
so-
Like,
he could have just looked and seen that it wasn't really that big of a deal.
right.
Now, here's something. In the director's cut, like, let's say, like, the theatrical cut you watch when he's clipping the magazine, the director's cut or the unrated cut, they extend that scene by a little bit.
Ooh.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There you go. You could have seen up close women that he's cutting up.
Yeah.
And you know they let and they leave Tex behind after he tried to save them. Like, that's fucked. Like, I know that, you know, what happens later. But
Yeah. They definitely set him. They don't even give him a chance to be like a
Nah.
sort of shadow figure. Like, you know from the get.
yeah,
like,
you
he's
know
not
it, but
gonna-
I'm just saying they don't know that. And he tried to save them, right? Like, so in their minds, they just left a nice guy who just gave them like a shortcut and saved their lives to die.
Well, I mean,
Well,
okay.
we've already established that they're not good people.
No, I know. I'm just saying I got another reason like 5 seconds in. You know, it's like, oh, right?
Well, I'm going to put in this perspective too. Now, let's say you were the black guy in this situation.
No. This is before they met the black.
I know.
The black guy.
I'm saying if you were the black guy in the whole situation and you just seen all this shit happen going on, you know you got your gun, right? Time to get the fuck out of there, right? You know these fucking crazy people are around in these woods, right? Fuck everybody else. Get the fuck out of there. Find some help, and then come back.
He said that he's been. Oh, we'll get there, but
Yeah.
I want to talk about that.
That's just
I've
where
got a
I'm
lot of
at on
issues
that.
with that stuff.
I don't know these people. I ain't risking my life for them.
Yeah.
I will go get help.
I've
and
seen
we'll
this
come back.
movie.
Fuck y'all crackers.
Right.
It's time to come back.
You're right.
I've seen this movie.
Usually the black guys are the smart ones.
Fuck
I ain't
y'all.
going down the dark fucking alleyway.
He gets
you
out
know?
of his truck, sees that.
Nope.
Nah, I've seen this movie.
Nope.
Hey, this movie, the token black guy lived.
As it should be. Because
You're right.
They're usually the smartest ones in the room. Like,
Yeah. And he survived.
As Michelle and Ryan flee from the station in their car, they witness Alfredo killing Tex with a shotgun. As night falls, Ryan and Michelle, having taken the route Tex recommended, become lost. As they begin to bicker, a large truck appears and the driver attacks them. Ryan pulls over when the unseen driver throws a dead coyote at their windshield.
We hit another one.
Yeah.
You know he threw it.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm pretty sure he threw it from his truck.
We
I'm
hit
like,
another
duh.
one.
Like-
and did the truck really need its own Leatherface? Was anybody else in it?
Yeah, I seen that too.
That was pretty funny. Where was I?
Sorry.
As Ryan changes the car's flat tire, Michelle hears a noise, and Leatherface ambushes the two of them. They climb into the car as Leatherface begins hacking at it with his chainsaw before bumping Leatherface with the vehicle.
I mean, it wouldn't.
Did we watch
I'm
the same
driving
movie?
It wouldn't put it past him.
Sorry.
But what is it with Leatherface's like idea of chainsawing fucking vehicles? I don't get it.
I don't get it
Why?
either. I want to know how his chains even stay sharp.
Right?
And, like, after you do that, is that thing even cutting through anything? Like,
Well, I'm sorry, but if you notice, like towards like the back window, you seen the chain was off the fucking chainsaw. You seen the chain was on like the back of the hood of the car. You could see the chain off the chainsaw.
yeah, because doesn't she? I don't know. I'm thinking of something else.
When
No, I
when he
think-
goes onto when he's on the back of the hood, you seen the chain laying on the back of the hood of the car.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Like it was like
it was
fuck.
off the chain. It was off.
Oh, the chain
the
came
chainsaw.
off
Yeah,
while he-
off the bar.
I don't know why the fuck are they using a real chain on a chainsaw.
I was getting ready to say the same thing. Like, you pull out a real chain on a chainsaw. I'm
No,
out.
I ain't doing this fucking scene. There's a real chain on that thing.
Nah.
Unless it's just there for like cinematic and it's harmless. I don't know.
Is there a thing? Is that a
Maybe, I don't know.
Is that a thing?
Maybe.
Like those toy ones that used to have like the balls?
Or like a bicycle chain, they'd be harmless. They wouldn't hurt you.
Yeah.
You know what
That's
I mean?
true.
If you get hit by it, it might give you like at most actually I don't even think it would give you a burn.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he probably had like a little chain, like she was saying, like the ball chains.
Yeah, they had those ball bearing chains that they'd put like on toy ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Something like
but
that.
literally, the chain was off the bar, and you can see the chain just laying there.
Laying there. Jesus. Oh man. All right. After they escape from Leatherface, Michelle and Ryan, as well as another driver, a survivalist named Benny, played by Ken Foray, crash when bloodied Tex leaps in front of the car. As Benny tends to Michelle, Ryan, would you stop?
I liked when they kept bitching about the radio stations, how they couldn't get a radio station. Man, Ken Foray never had a problem. He had some serious jazz going in that car.
He probably had it on a tape.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
I mean tape, not a CD or a USB or anything like that. He wasn't jamming out to Spotify, trust me.
Take
And then
that-
he's like taking care of him. He gives him those painkillers, like knock him out or whatever. And that was a plot point for about 5 seconds.
Yeah,
That could have been a good plot point.
yeah.
Plot point too, but no, it lasted about 5 seconds.
As Benny tends to Michelle, Ryan explains the situation to him. showing him the damage that Leatherface has caused to their car before Michelle awakens. They decide to find Tex, and on the way, Benny discovers a hook-handed man named Tinker, who offers his assistance in setting down road flares. Benny soon realizes Tinker's real intention after he finds a damaged chainsaw in the back of his truck. Benny then grabs an automatic rifle from his overturned Jeep, retreats, and encounters Leatherface when Tinker attempts to ram him with his truck. So here's my issue with the gun scene. He pulls
Should've
out
been
this
loaded
gun.
already.
For
Should've
one,
been loaded
for one,
already.
yeah, the magazine should have already had.
Survivalists would have already
yeah,
had everything loaded
everything
and
should have
ready
been
to go.
loaded. Like, especially in Texas. Texas, they don't fuck around. You're lucky if it's the magazine's not already. It's not. There's not already a bullet in the chamber.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that he was a survivalist and didn't have at least bullets in the magazine is insane to me. That was one of the biggest issues. Like, why is this thing not already loaded? Like, that should have been like, as a survivalist.
101.
Yeah, that was so dumb to me. And then he's like shaking and like, and then his bullets are in a fucking can for whatever reason. Like, whatever, man. That part really bothered me.
And you don't know how to shoot worth shit.
No, he doesn't.
You see how he was holding the rifle when he was shooting in like
Into the house?
No, when he was shooting at the truck.
Well, he doesn't even get a shot off at the truck.
Well, when he just the way he had it, on his shoulder, it wouldn't even have it on his shoulder. He had like the fucking butt of the gun over top of his shoulder like this.
All right. As Benny fights Leatherface, Sarah, who had earlier escaped Leatherface, saves Benny from death by luring Leatherface away before rejoining Benny. After questioning Sarah, Benny learns that their entire family has been killed. Her entire family has been killed. She tells him that she has failed to escape as Leatherface and his family have been watching the roads. Benny hears Michelle and Ryan calling for him and leaves Sarah. Leatherface kills her a short time later. After killing Sarah, Leatherface... See, now this is one of the first kills of the movie, and you don't even get to see it. I'm like, where's the violence? I want to see the gore. Like, where's the gore? Like, this is a chainsaw movie. Like a...
The most controversial one in America, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Nah, all time.
Yeah, of all time.
Is that what they said?
It's on the poster.
Yeah.
I fucking doubt that.
Put that cookie down!
Yeah, that's bullshit. I don't think they should even be able to use that label.
They should be able to be...
I've seen Disney movies more violent than this.
They should be able to... False advertisement. Suing.
After killing Sarah, Leatherface stalks Ryan and Michelle, mutilating and capturing Ryan when he gets caught in a bear trap. Mutilating. I don't even think that's a... Oh, yeah. I saw that. That's actually going to be part of the thumbnail for the... Yeah.
Yeah.
Just circle it and say false advertisement.
Controversial film of all time. That's the only picture you need.
I don't think so. I mean, the first one was way more controversial than this.
Oh, for sure.
Nah, it's just New Line's.
Yeah.
New Line's way to... Oh, shit.
We got to draw them in.
Yeah.
Just
then
need earmuffs.
everybody that showed up
They're, like,
was fucking
disappointed.
It's the timing of this movie. Freddy was ending. They needed a new franchise.
Yeah, I got a point there.
Well, look at how they opened it up. They opened it up with him making his mask.
Yeah.
They opened the first Freddy up with him making his glove. It was totally trying to be their replacement for Freddy, with Freddy ending.
Yeah, you got a point, because this is New Line, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep, that didn't work out so well.
No.
They must have bought the rights or something.
They did.
Is that what it was?
This was the first one that they bought, and then they just let it lapse after it didn't do so well. They were trying to revive the franchise and make it their new Freddy.
They could have done so much better.
Mm-hmm.
All right. After Ryan tells her to run, Michelle locates a house and finds the little girl inside, who has a room filled with the remains of various animals. The girl stabs Michelle with a knife before Tex enters the room and restrains her, bringing her into the kitchen and nailing her to a chair, introducing her to Grandpa, a withered corpse to whom the family feeds blood. After an elderly woman appears, Michelle begs her for help, but she is ignored. Tinker appears in the doorway, dragging the badly injured Ryan, whom he and Tex proceed to suspend upside down with a pair of meat hooks. So, I've never heard of this lady, the grandma or whatever she is.
The mom.
The mom.
Like, who is she exactly? Who is she to Grandpa? Is she like the other old dude's
it's never
son,
explained.
daughter? Like, yeah, I don't understand.
At first, I just thought it was like another, like, branch of the family, and like they're just so ingrained with incest, white trash DNA that they all just have their own Leatherface. But then they had the same grandpa. But I guess that still could be the thing. They could just be another branch of the family.
So maybe this is still the real Leatherface, but this is like Grandpa, maybe, because in
Maybe
the
they
verse
inherit
two,
Grandpa when
well,
WE
but then again,
went
we
away
don't even know where Chop Top was explained. That's right. So maybe this is another one of Grandpa's kids.
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe WE was like the uncle or whatever.
Right, one of the...
And
yeah.
he got dragged away to prison. He was the one that got
Didn't
it.
he die?
Are we really worried about
Yeah, right.
continuity here? So he got dragged away to prison, and so his sister inherited Grandpa and his son, or her son, because he went to go live with the uncle for a while.
Maybe.
I don't fucking know.
I just want to know who's fucking who around here, and where all these kids are coming from.
Well, they explained the little girl.
Do
Yeah.
they?
Well, not
In theory.
in theory. It is Leatherface's kid.
I was gonna say, didn't they
'Cause
kind of
they said
like
something
wink
about-
at the idea that she's like his kid?
Yeah, like she sits on his lap and she gives him that little kiss or whatever.
Yeah. He's
It's
like,
just
And he says that
insinuated
Junior makes the prettiest babies.
Yeah.
yeah.
So they never actually say it, but it's just implied based off of the shit that's said and her actions.
That she's supposed to be his
daughter.
and
Yeah, but I think they just call her little girl. But like if you
they
look,
do. They just
like if
call
you
her
look
little girl.
around, like they name her Baby, and it's really weird because it's like Babi Sawyer,
Babby,
no baby,
baby.
baby.
She went on to be in House of 1,000 Corpses. They adopted her.
Maybe.
That's the same chick. She played what's part 7 of Friday the 13th.
Oh.
Friday the 13th 7?
Yeah.
Is that
I'm pretty sure she played like when they
You're asking me? Like, I've only seen them once.
when they played the flashback.
Some twice.
She was the little girl in that one.
you got me, man? I don't know. I don't even know what 7 is about. Wait, is 7 with the telekinetic shit ain't in 7, is it? Or is that 6?
Mm.
I don't fucking know, man.
I know X, and I know Jason Goes to Hell.
I know 1, 2.
New Blood. Which one was New Blood?
7.
Is that 7? Yeah, she played in the flashback scenes. The main character, she was the little girl.
Huh.
Same person.
That's the telekinetic one, ain't it?
I think it is.
I'm pretty sure, because New Blood
Yeah,
is
because I'm pretty sure
yeah.
she's the one that has the powers.
Mhm.
Yeah, because 6. Yeah, or wait.
No, 7 is because it's the
Which
New
one
Blood.
is 6?
New Blood is the telekinetic one. I know
7
that.
is older Tommy. It's like the last Tommy.
Yeah, the last
Tom
time
Matthews.
Tommy was in it.
Yeah.
The one before that was 6. No,
That was teenage Tommy. Well, no.
No,
Because that was
5
5.
was teenage Tommy, so 6 is
6
the
would have
last
been
Tommy.
the last Tommy.
Yeah.
7 is the New Blood. 7 is the telekinetic
Okay,
one.
so I don't think that the telekinetic girl and Tommy ever meet.
No.
I think the last time Tommy was... Why are we even talking about this?
Here we go again.
Why are we talking about this?
Because Leatherface and Friday the 13th is
Yeah, same.
Close in
actors.
the.
Yeah, we got the same.
There's a lot
actor.
of
Sorry,
parallels.
That's my fault.
Yeah.
I'll take full responsibility for that one.
I'm like started talking like, yeah. This. Wait, hold on.
It's not even the fucking movie.
All right. Michelle begins screaming uncontrollably because that's all they do in these movies. Forcing Tex to gag her by forcing a ball of leather into her mouth and securing it with a strip of tape. When Leatherface returns home, Tex gives him a large golden chainsaw with the phrase, "The saw is family," which is a stupid fucking phrase. Engraved on it, which I will give him that the saw was pretty cool looking. But what is that?
It's one where he speared. It's Friday the 13th, 7.
Dude, that straight looks like a doll.
It's like he spears her and then lifts her up.
Karen's like, I've got things I want to say. Shit. Oh, where's that? Outside the house of the family home, Benny finds and attempts to interrogate Alfredo as he disposes of human bodies in a bag, but he is unsuccessful, eventually knocking Alfredo into the bog and leaving him to drown.
Who the fuck names your kid Alfredo?
I know, right?
He's not
Especially
even fucking Italian. He's some fucking backwoods redneck.
that's what I said, especially the backwoods people.
Yeah,
like, that sounds very exotic. Let's name our kid Alfredo.
Yeah, Alfredo. I like that name.
Probably seen it on like a box of chicken Alfredo they
Yeah.
bought or something.
Something they were eating that day.
Yeah.
As the family, as the family prepares for
Maybe it
dinner
was what
in the
food they were
kitchen,
eating that day.
and why didn't he just shoot him, man? I mean, I get you don't want to draw attention to yourself, but at least make sure he's dead before you leave. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm gonna hit him with the butt of my gun. And,
Well, like draw attention to yourself. That's the first thing he does. He rolls up to the house and shoots the 7 bullets he found before.
yeah, I'll get there too. Give me a minute, because
Sorry.
that's frustrating. Also, as the family prepares for dinner in the kitchen, the little girl kills Ryan with a sledgehammer swinging device that Tinker has made. And Leatherface prepares to kill Michelle as well. The noise of Leatherface's chainsaw attracts Benny, who opens fire on the house with his rifle, killing Anne, blowing off 2 fingers of Tinker's hand, along with his ear, and partially destroying Grandpa's body. The gunfire knocks Leatherface to the floor, allowing Michelle to tear herself from the chair she is nailed to and to stab Tex before joining Benny outside. So my issue with this is, like, he's standing at the fucking window and he's got the fucking jump on him. First person I'm shooting, Leatherface.
Right?
I'm shooting that fucker dead square between the eyes because I've got the upper hand. They don't know I'm there. I got time to take my
He
time.
probably
and
could have
aim.
got her or him and Mama in the same shot.
No
they
shit.
were lined up.
So, and then, but he's just inside. Like, what are you doing? Like, dude, conserve your ammo. Like,
Use a little bit of precision
yeah, like,
and take
bam, bam.
take
You know what I
out
mean?
your
Like,
biggest threat
Yeah.
and go.
No, he just starts spraying, and he ain't even spraying. He even got it buttered up against the shoulder. He's holding it like this, like he's fucking
Trying to
Rambo.
commando it.
You know?
Yeah.
Say hello to my little friend. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing, you fucking idiot? Like, I love him. He was a great character, and I love Ken.
He had a
Forrest.
lot of potential. Let's put that
Yeah,
way.
but like that was
He
his
was the
weakest
best character
moment.
in the movie. That's
Yeah.
not saying much.
That's not saying much. You're right. And I was just kind of like, God damn it! Like, it really frustrated me. Like, that was your only weapon, man, and you blew your load,
hmm
literally.
You had 7 bullets.
7
Look what you
bullets.
did with
Yeah. And he could have taken out the whole family right there.
them. hmm
Hell, he could have put, an extra, 1 or 2 in Leatherface himself. Anyway, sorry. That really bothered
No,
me.
I agree.
I don't even know where I was. It's caught up in the bear trap.
Whatever happened to Tinker?
I'll tell you here in a minute.
I thought.
His ear got blown off. Was it?
He.
Hold
I don't
on,
know.
we'll get there.
Yeah.
When Leatherface drives towards them in Tinker's truck, Benny tells Michelle to run to the woods. He tries to shoot Leatherface, but realizes he has run out of ammunition as the truck
Weird.
hits him. So he literally stands in front of the truck like he's some fucking badass with a gun. Like that truck is just going to stop for his bullets. And he just runs him. Like, what did you think was going to happen, man?
And when did Leatherface learn how to drive? He can't even operate one of those Texas Instrument games.
Shit.
Food.
It was obviously
food.
clown.
But he knows. He knows.
No, it's not even clown. It was a 4-letter word, wasn't it?
It
looked like a clown, but
my thing is, like, how does he know how to drive? He can't even. When did he get his license?
I mean, license. Come on, like
I don't give a shit.
License.
Like, how did he learn how to? How does he know how to drive if he can't even?
Tinker taught him.
Yeah.
Sure. Yep. Must be.
Like, around here, boy, you move in with us, you're gonna have to learn how to drive.
Tinker,
all right?
Tinker showed him all the electronic shit,
Must be.
except for that one little electronic.
Yeah,
thing.
that's probably it.
He tried to let him figure that out.
Just like he can't learn his lessons, but he can drive. Okay.
Benny is stunned, and Leatherface exits the truck, grabbing his chainsaw before going after Michelle. As Leatherface stalks Michelle, Tex and a recovered Benny begin fighting. A battle which ends with Benny soaking Tex in fuel and burning him with a lighter.
Did anybody else notice after he lit him on fire and Ken Forey went to run? It looked like Ken Forey was running with his pants around his ankles. Anybody notice that? He's like,
No.
okay, just me.
I didn't see that.
That's what it looked like.
No, I didn't see that.
I was like, why is he running?
Why is his pants down?
Yeah, it looked like remember in Ace Ventura when that guy's like staring at his dick and then he like runs after him. It was like that, but he wasn't doing this.
That's pretty funny. I remember all right. Benny rushes to Michelle's aid, stopping Leatherface from murdering her and knocking the killer into the bog. The pair begin fighting, and Benny appears to die when Leatherface forces his head into a blade of the chainsaw.
Okay, which is a floating chainsaw in a fucking
the chainsaw thing was really
bog.
stupid. It was literally going for like a good 5 minutes. Brrr, brrr. It was like, how is that thing running underwater? For one, a motor still needs air to run.
Yes.
And it's going to take on so much water while running. It's just going to bog it down. I know it's probably a 2-cycle.
It's going to flood it.
But it's going to flood. It's going to easily flood with water, and it's going to shut off very quickly. As a matter of fact,
As soon as it
and
went
the fact
underwater,
that it's like just floating there, doing this like back and forth,
yeah,
like it's a goddamn upside down pendulum, like makes no sense to me. Why is it doing that?
it's like the Excalibur of fucking,
Yeah,
it's the chainsaw of the lake. I mean, that's literally what it
Chainsaw
is.
of the lake.
Jesus Christ.
Chainsaw of the lake.
And why didn't Michelle get in the water and get the chainsaw while they're two are fighting and just fucking chop
Yeah, she's
Leatherface
like,
up?
no, don't.
Well, we've already established that she really doesn't give a shit about anybody but herself.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean,
My
she
God.
literally left her boyfriend there to die.
He was,
like,
an
she
idiot.
didn't
He
even
was an
try.
idiot anyways, but
When they
anyways.
hit that armadillo, she's like, "Oh, we gotta kill it." Then she gets out there, she can't fucking do it.
She's like, let me do it.
Yeah,
Then she gets up there and like, I can't do it. You do it. Like, why did you think that you could?
Yeah,
Like
So,
why?
Yeah, she ain't picking up that chainsaw.
No.
She can't get the chainsaw, but she can use a rock.
Yeah. Okay, where was I? The pair begin fighting, and Benny appears to die when Leatherface forces his head onto the blades of the chainsaw. He then turns his attention to Michelle, who, grabbing a nearby rock, beats him over the head with it, leaving him unconscious under the water. Did you really think that was going to kill Leatherface? As
Nothing kills
dawn
him.
breaks, Michelle reaches the main road and rests on an abandoned tire before Alfredo's pickup truck, driven by Benny, stops in front of her. As Benny helps her onto the truck, Alfredo appears and attacks him from behind with a sledgehammer, which makes no sense. Why was he in the truck the whole time without... Why would he choose to jump out then instead of earlier? That is dumb. Like he jumps out of the truck when he decides to stop and pick her up. Why didn't he just jump, like take out the fucking dude to begin with? Like, I didn't understand. Whatever. Benny avoids Alfredo's attacks, and Michelle shoots Alfredo in the chest with a shotgun before the pair drive away, unaware that Leatherface is revving his chainsaw some distance away. No, he wasn't. He was right behind them. Like, they had to see him in their rear view mirror. Like, oh, look, there he is, back there about 10 feet. You know what I mean?
Back up.
I wouldn't even back up. I just keep fucking driving.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
no, I'm
yeah.
done. I'm good. I'm over it.
Yep.
Okay, so there's an alternate ending. And an alternate. Did you guys see the alternate?
No, I just know because of this.
Oh, okay. In an alternate ending, Leatherface kills Benny in the bog as Leatherface submerges himself to sneak up on Michelle. Tex is revealed to have survived the flames, albeit charred. Michelle manages to kill Tex by pushing him into a spike trap shortly after. Leatherface attacks Michelle again, and she kills him by bashing his head in with a large rock. She then sings a prayer before resting for the night. The next day, Michelle is seen stumbling onto a dirt road where a police car is driving past. The car stops to reveal that the little girl was retrieved from the house. The girl taunts Michelle from the back seat with her skeleton doll before the car drives off, and Michelle is left kneeling on the ground, laughing in hysterics as she realizes that the sadistic Sawyer clan will never really die off. That sounds like a better ending, to be honest with you.
It would have been.
Didn't
honestly.
go well with test audiences.
Oh, I mean, I like the fact that Benny lived and stuff.
That was the biggest gripe. People wanted Benny to live, and the director. I don't remember if I put it in trivia or not, but the director didn't know that they reshot the ending.
Oh, I like the ending that we got with Benny surviving and stuff like that. I think it leaves the movie more open-ended, where I guess they both do really, but where they're setting up sequels or whatever. Because I know that's what New Line was probably trying to do: set up sequels and have a new
They wanted a new franchise.
on their hands. That makes sense now. But they failed because this movie sucked.
What are you talking about? It's amazing.
It is not, though. Where's all the violence, man? Where was all the gore? All the kills were off scene, off camera. Every one of them. They didn't even show him nailing into her hand. None of it.
You saw some, blood spurts, but that's it.
Yeah, but whenever they nailed into her hand, you didn't even see them nail it into her hand. Get a close up of that shit. That's what
you seen the nail.
People come to cringe over that.
You seen the nail going through the wood with blood.
Well, it's kind of like what they were trying to I know how with Freddy, they didn't. The kills in Freddy were never overly gory and violent. They were violent, but they weren't gory.
It's the rating thing. They had to try and get it under R.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was the problem.
They were not even to get it under R, but to get
to get it in an R.
Get away from an NC-17 or whatever they had back then. I don't know if they had an NC-17.
No, it was just X.
X, yeah. See, they're probably trying to avoid that.
Yeah, because once you get into X territory, your shit ain't going to theater.
Yeah, but shoot at least a version of it with all that extra gore. Cut that shit out and put that into the director's cut later. You know what I mean, or something like that. Make your money there. You know. But this, it's just I think that the movie would have been okay. But for one, they spend 90% of this movie or 80% of this movie wandering around in the fucking woods. And having conversations, and it was just, it was poorly shot, poorly lit. The conversations were barely there, nor did they nobody. I didn't care about.
There wasn't a whole lot of communication.
Yeah, and it was all dumb. It was them wandering through the woods looking for each other half the time, and it's just how stupid.
And it's they had all these side stories that you were supposed to care about. So they set it up that this couple's having problems, and you're supposed to care about that. But then he dies, so there's nothing. They had that little girl who was roaming around and helping them for a hot second, and then she just died.
Yeah.
They had a whole lot of ideas with no direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was they just ended a dead end. Every time there was oh, this might be interesting.
Bam.
Nope.
No, because we need somebody to die here, so we're gonna have to kill that person off. Sorry. Mm-hmm. It didn't mesh well. The story was bullshit. Everything in this movie was just almost pure crap.
And honestly,
really.
I think the best acting in it was honestly Tinker and Tex.
Yeah,
In this movie,
I agree.
literally, Tinker and Tex were the best
I think that
acting in this movie.
Ken Foray. I think he did okay. I thought he was fine in the movie. But yeah, Tinker and Tex were the two best. Honestly, I kind of liked Tinker. I liked him as a character.
Yeah.
Because he was like not over the top. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He was like that good middle ground of like, same as Tex. They were that good middle ground of like not crazy or not over the top crazy,
Had
but
some
still crazy.
sense a little bit.
Yeah, like they weren't like chop top crazy.
Yeah.
Where it was kind of annoying to watch them.
Mhm.
You know, it was like, okay, these guys are nuts, but you know what I mean? Like, but they still have like common sense.
Yeah, they have goals. Let's put it that way.
Goals. Yeah, get the meat. Get the meat.
They want to go to college someday.
Yeah. Okay, solve this equation. Meat.
Food.
Food.
They know how to get what they want.
Yeah. Yeah.
But do you guys have anything else you want to touch on? Good, me neither. What about you? You got anything you want to say, Jeremiah?
No.
Are you tired?
No.
No.
I'm not enthused.
With this movie in
Yeah.
general? Yeah, I don't blame
Yeah.
you.
It's a downer.
It is a downer.
He needs an upper.
I agree. All right. So
I was thoroughly entertained.
I was not. I
There's not. I don't think.
You got done watching, you're like,
Yeah.
I was glad that this movie ended.
Yeah, the best,
It was a short movie, you
the
know.
best part of this movie is when the credits roll.
The credits started rolling. Yep.
Second best part is the beginning.
With the face.
with the mask,
With the mask thing?
Yeah.
See, I thought like
I
that
thought
was
it
a
was
good
good.
That
opening.
was a
I was
good
like,
opening.
all right,
Yeah,
off
that
to a
was
strong
good.
start.
That was good.
I did like from the get though. I was like, well, this is a little bit on par or a little bit
On the nose with
on
Freddy.
the nose,
Yeah.
like. But I knew it was New Line, so I was like, okay, I'll go with it. But I did like it. It was just kind of like,
But back in the early '90s, though, they did that a lot. Like
They
late
did.
'80s, early '90s.
But
They
Freddie
they
was the first to do it, and
Freddy
so it was
did
like a
it,
lot of people
Chucky
kind
was
of
doing it. All those old horror movies were starting off with this whole like opening sequence
Killers
with
are
like
making their stuff.
making something or being made.
Mhm.
Like even in like Nightmare on Elm Street 3, it starts out with her making her popsicle
house.
stick house or whatever, and that was like all those movies are like that back.
I made
then.
one.
Just like that.
Mhm.
Makes sense. But
Nerd.
fucking nerd.
I'm the nerd. You guys went on and on and on about Lord of the Rings for like a half an hour.
No, hold
like
on a minute
5
here.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
And you know what? You guys never asked me who my favorite character was.
You didn't answer. We asked. You didn't
no,
answer.
you didn't. You guys just rolled on.
Because
You
we didn't.
can't- you
He
just
asked as a general question
and
for everybody. You just didn't answer.
You just.
Who's your favorite character from Lord of the Rings?
The credits.
That's not a
It's not even
character.
a character.
That's the only character I like.
It's got a
Uh-huh.
bunch of characters in it.
Yeah.
A
See?
through
So
Z.
Character
really, it's
names.
every character and every part of the cast and crew.
You don't count.
It's not wrong.
All right. So if everybody's done with their notes and everything, let's go ahead and move on.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and rate the third in this terrible franchise.
Let's rock out this bitch.
Let's start with Eric.
Okay.
He's like, wait, what?
Man, you caught me off guard.
Really, acting in this was piss poor. The only acting I really liked, like I said earlier, was, Tinker and Tex. I didn't think anybody else really did a good job
No.
at all.
Well, the Grandpa did pretty good.
Yeah, Grandpa was, he was
Oh,
on
we didn't
par.
even talk about Grandpa, man. He was my favorite.
Yeah. Quiet as always.
Yeah.
Um,
Seems like he moves less and less in every movie.
yeah. Just ages more
Whoever
and more.
directed this
more
movie was
pristine.
definitely like, well, he didn't move that much in the last two. Why do we need to hire an actor? Just put a doll in there, like be done with it.
Right. The gore in it, there was no gore.
Not
A little
really.
bit of blood spurts. Lighting in it, barely any. The only lighting you got was around the house and daylight when you got daylight. It's not much to say about this movie, honestly. I can't. I'm giving it a 4.
Four?
A 4.
Wow.
That's generous.
That's what I was thinking. You're being nice.
It did better. Okay,
the four
this
is
one.
Tinker
All right.
and Tex.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say that's.
This one, I will say, did better than the last 2 for me.
I don't understand the hate for the first one.
The fucking
I'm just not a big fan of
screaming.
the first one. Yeah, the
The
screaming.
fucking screaming killed it for me. The constant,
Yes.
just whiny cry, just oh my god.
The screaming is really annoying.
Yeah, but
Really,
you have
and then
like 6
and then the
kids who do
brother,
nothing but
the fucking brother
scream.
in the first one. I just wanted to choke him from the first time he talked.
I don't know what I gave the first one, but I'm sure.
I think
this
I
one will
gave
be
it a
lower.
1. I think I gave it a 1.
I didn't give it that low.
The first
I
one.
can understand you. You got 6 kids and all they do is scream.
Yeah.
So I can get it. Like, you don't want screaming in your entertainment.
Yeah.
But
Being funny if like the girl started screaming on the screen, he just reached around and smacked one of his kids. Shut the fuck up, Dad! I wasn't even doing anything.
You were around me. I automatically thought it was you.
Oh, sorry. Just
Instant
Reflex.
reaction.
it's kind of like damn flashbacks. You know what I mean? Like you hit the floor. Like
So yeah, I'm sticking with a 4 on it because I think it had a little bit better than the last 2 for me. It wasn't so campy as the second one, and it wasn't so cringe as the first one for me. I had a little bit more. I want to say a little bit better acting for me in this one than the other 2. So, whoever's next.
Guess that's me.
yeah, Karen. What do you think, man?
Well, the only acting really that was going on in the movie was those 3 people, as far as I'm concerned.
yeah.
The Leatherface guy. This is absolutely the worst iteration I've ever seen of Leatherface.
oh yeah.
No, 100%.
I don't know because I don't remember what he's like in the next one.
So far, okay, I'll say so far. This
Yeah.
is the worst iteration because
I'll say that too because the second one had a better Leatherface than this
Yeah.
one did.
Mhm.
I will
go,
say
like,
that.
This iteration of the
yeah,
franchise,
you got like
they
this
go
trajectory.
downhill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
seems like it.
the
First one
first,
would be
the
the
first
best,
and the
second
second
one was
one,
okay.
the first and second one were better Leatherfaces.
hmm
But as far as like the other actors, like
Because like in this one, like Jeremiah, even you called him like Wish Leatherface.
Yeah, like his there's certain shots of his like mask, and it's awful looking.
hmm
Like it.
It looks plastic. It looks like something you could like.
Yeah, you go to a dollar store in their Halloween section, and that's what they used.
Yeah.
Like I absolutely hated it.
Yeah, but to a bigger degree with me, I think my biggest problem with the Leatherface in this is that like in all of the other movies, they almost use him as like a tool to be used. Like you are our dog.
Pretty
Go
much.
You're the
fetch.
killing machine.
You are the killing machine. We're gonna use you as such. And like in this one, it was more like he was a presence and he was in charge, sort of. I didn't care for that. He's not a presence. He is a tool. And he is very much that in almost every other iteration as well that I remember.
Yeah,
Well,
I always viewed him as like this younger,
He's
less
childlike in the
competent.
mind.
Yeah,
He's-
childlike.
That's how they've always had him. He's
Well, they
he's a
mentioned-
tool to be used.
they
He's like a guard dog or
Yeah.
they did mention in this one that he was getting out of hand. That we need to come up with another thing to make him docile.
Yeah, but that's dumb. Like it's I understand it's a plot point, but to me it made it worse. It made the movie worse because you never see that before or after, as far as I know. And
Kind of in the second one you did a little
Well,
bit.
I guess in these movies, yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense because he's supposed to be their tool, right?
Yeah.
And in this, he's more like the main presence. I just didn't care
Well,
for that.
remember they were trying to revamp it, so they could have
Trying
Yeah,
to
that
change
could
it
have
up
been
a
more.
little
something
bit.
in it.
I guess
but
that
it's still dumb to
Yeah.
consider it like that. But like halfway through that run, they're just like, we're just going to change it and make it our own, and then go with it.
Yeah.
And it fails. I
Yeah,
don't know,
there were
that's just
definitely some
weird.
character rewrites in this.
Yeah, I
for
didn't.
this
I
one.
didn't care for that at all.
or character. Like he's the only character that came over from the other movies.
Right.
So,
And I didn't understand the family dynamic, and they didn't try to explain it at all.
they never do.
So, and they just kept calling him Junior, so that indicates that there's some kind of familial relation thing going on there. So, it should have been explained in some way, somehow, but it wasn't. So, 3.
Maybe he's the kid of Bubba. As weird as this shit is, maybe Bubba, and then Junior. He could just be Bubba Junior. And then he's having sex with all the
I mean, honestly, that would have made more sense
kidnapped girls.
because, like, if you think about it, like
Well, that's what I was saying. I
this
mean,
is
maybe
supposed to
they're-
be like what 20 years later, or no. How long? How much? When was the first movie?
74.
70-something.
So yeah, this is
90.
like 20 or 15 years later or something. Who's to say that he didn't have a kid? You know, that was like now in his mid-20s or something.
Possible.
You know?
I don't know. I just 3. I gave it a 3.
3. I don't even want to.
I feel.
I don't
Man.
like this movie. It was boring. My biggest gripe is where the fuck was the gore?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's a New Line movie or not, or what you're trying to avoid with your rating. If you take on a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie,
You should have gore.
there needs to be blood,
Have some balls.
Especially
gut,
Have some balls.
massacre.
It's in the
Yeah,
title.
Have some balls.
yeah, exactly. I think all the characters are incompetent. I think that there's no good acting in this movie. I will give it to you. Tex and Tinker were the 2 best characters in the movie, but they still weren't that great.
Well, they were the only ones acting.
But I will say that
As far
also,
as, you know.
what's his face, the other guy, Alfredo, he was the creepiest character.
Yes, he was.
And he was the one. Honestly, it's bad whenever I was more intimidated by his character than I was by Leatherface.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's sad. I was more afraid of what he was going to do than what Leatherface was going to
Wild
do.
card, bitches.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Wild card. And okay, so this movie goes nowhere. It stays in the woods for at least 75% of the movie. And it's just fucking boring. And it was like dark and poorly lit. And the acting was bad. The plot was dumb.
All those fucking dead ends.
Yeah, there were a lot of dead ends. And I didn't like it. I'm going to go with Karen on it. I'm going to give it a 3. Because this movie was dumb. I've seen worse, don't get me wrong, but
Man, I'm giving it the highest scored.
You go, boy.
4,
3.
3. Yeah, I didn't like it.
yeah.
I watched it when I was younger. Like I said, remember liking it. Years and years later, you see it again. You're like, "The fuck is wrong with me?" You know, I hated the acting. Tex, everybody. I didn't like the makeup. You know, Leatherface's shit. The main characters are god awful. All the stupid fucking plot points never fucking went anywhere. Yeah. Oh.
Tell us more.
So what you're saying is you liked it. I love you.
Hmm.
I don't want to die.
No, it's god awful. I'd probably give it a 1.5.
Ooh.
And that's just based on the fucking credits rolling. Even the fucking beginning intro was fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Like
that
the
was
voiceover,
stupid.
like,
yeah,
that's
well,
the
none of us
fucking
even
point.
talked about
I didn't
that.
see the point in that either.
That was
Yeah.
That's the fucking
stupid.
point.
I didn't
like-
see that. Like, why are we talking about the first movie?
Yeah, and
like-
then you leave it off with he might be alive, he might not be. But
But
we're
then,
watching
like-
a third one called Leatherface. I'm going to assume he
And
is.
he's in the first like 5 minutes. Like he's at the beginning making his mask. I'm like,
yeah. We didn't need the
why
scroll.
do we need that scroll? Like, I didn't understand that. I
that
didn't
was so
understand that
dumb.
either. I was like, why are we doing this?
That was so dumb.
Yeah, it was pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah, dock it a half a point.
It was almost like New Line took it over. Like, hold on, we got to reiterate what
Yeah.
happened in the other movie.
But we're
like,
just going to completely skip over the second one.
yeah, the
Yeah.
second movie just didn't exist.
I think I like the second one better, to be honest. I would rather watch.
I
the
agree.
second one
Because
before
at least
this
it's
one again.
slapsticky and fucking outrageous.
At least I can be like,
yeah,
really?
fuck, really? Yeah,
I'd rather have campy than this.
yeah,
any
exactly.
day.
And at least there was gore in that one.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
and it was good gore too.
Yeah.
I'll give it that.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, Stretch was in this one.
Yeah. There's cameo.
Yeah,
That's in trivia.
Yeah, I think she's. I remember seeing that.
She's a reporter for like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
When they're digging up the bodies, she literally just walks by the camera.
Hey, you want to come back? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Here, this is what you're going to do.
It was in trivia for the last movie because the one guy that
I thought I remember you saying
he
that.
wrote about it that he always saw her as becoming a reporter. I put it in trivia for this one too, but yeah. Can't even really call that a cameo.
All right. Well, what's our aggregate?
Are you calling Madison?
Oh fuck yeah. My bad.
I got you, Madison.
She ain't listening. You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Everybody just saw your ass crack all over the YouTube.
I don't care. Let's get my trash.
What up, dog?
What up, dog? You call me a dog for? What are they called? Oh, puppies. I was about to say, what are they called? Baby dogs.
Oh my
God.
This is my mind.
I award you
All
no
right.
points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Anyway, so
What, fool?
what'd you think of the movie?
I honestly, I can't remember if it was this one that you guys said was going to be better or not, but I was not impressed at all.
No, we did not say this one was going to be better.
No, we never said that this one was going to be better.
Okay, I couldn't remember what you guys said that about, but I was thinking it was this one.
No, the prequel is what we said was
I
better.
watched it and I laughed my way through it. That and I was really tired last night whenever I watched it, so if I didn't want to fall asleep, I had to laugh.
Okay.
Yeah, I was not impressed.
Well, I wanted to fall asleep too while watching it.
Yeah,
So, what do you rate this piece of shit?
I'm gonna rate it. I don't know whether or not to give it a 3 or a 4.
It's your number.
Yep.
I feel like it doesn't deserve a half though.
So, give it whatever you think.
I don't know what I think.
Apparently she thinks that dogs are called baby, or puppies are called baby dogs.
Baby dogs.
Dogs.
I'm just gonna give it a 3.5, I guess.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, just so you're aware, Eric gave it a 4. Karen gave it a 3. I gave it a 3, and Jeremiah gave it a 1.5.
Dang, this is brutal.
Yeah, we didn't like this movie at all.
Yeah.
But I've seen worse. What does that give our aggregate?
What's the worst
3.
movie you've ever seen?
3. What's the worst movie I've ever seen?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to really. I'll take a rain check on that. I'd have to think about it.
Yeah.
I'd have to think about it.
So far for me, it's the first
okay.
one.
Huh?
So far for me, it's the
So-
first one.
Yeah.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Makes plenty of sense for me.
You watched this one.
Eric's back though. Welcome.
Thank you.
He was back last
Yeah.
week.
I was last week.
Yeah, he was here last week too. So.
He was.
Well, now we know she doesn't watch the show.
I told you. She don't listen to the podcast. Come on, dude. She's just on it.
I was gonna say, why would I do that whenever I'm there for over half the conversations?
We're here last week.
Yeah,
I watch him.
I do too. Well, I don't watch him. I listen to him.
I
Yeah.
watch him.
My bad.
Eric ain't got no room to talk. He don't listen to him hardly either.
I do.
He said I do. As he's like,
Yeah, I do.
sometimes.
I do.
All right, well, we're going to get back to it. She'll be back on next week, everybody.
I will.
Jeremiah's like, fuck you guys.
I'm sorry.
I think I need a full-time position since I got to do Rotten Tomatoes. 'Cause I'm pretty sure you stated that I'm just a part-timer. I don't have to do any of that bullshit. And then you asked her to ask me.
God damn, I think he's wanting paid.
I'm pretty sure that was a conversation last week.
We gotta give him stocks now.
Stocks. Stocks in the Bonsai movie crew.
That was
I don't even got stocks.
You guys are getting paid?
Yeah, you guys are
How the
getting
fuck
paid.
do we get ice cream?
All right. Well, we love you.
Alright, well, we love you too.
All right.
All right.
All right. Bye.
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 Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do next week.
No, like I said, when we do RoboCop, you can fill in for me at least.
RoboCop's never gonna get drawn.
Oh, yeah, well.
He said it's never gonna get drawn. All right. So where's that aggregate at? 3. All right, that makes sense. Actually, I feel like it could be lower even.
Yeah,
it's-
maybe a 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that is too high.
That is too high.
I mean,
yeah.
we could lower my number,
30%.
I don't care.
Anyway, let's move on into our Rotten Tomatoes
Rotten
stuff.
Tomatoes.
Yeah, let's see where we stand. I'm gonna go for critics. Give me
35.
35. You're going
18.
18. I'm gonna go mid. I'm gonna go 23.
13%.
Damn, 13%. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's generally
From the
failed
critics.
attempt by New Line
Come on,
to
18.
reinvent the whole,
Like,
Freddy thing.
critics are gonna hate this movie.
I've seen better horror movies, that type of bullshit.
Okay,
There's only 15 critic reviews,
I believe that.
but I'm not reading it. I'll just give you the little tagline. But essentially, that's what they all boil down to. And even the audience rating, like most of them, were pretty much saying the same thing.
Okay, well, what about the audience score?
I'll say 12.
28.
Fuck you, Karen. 30.
30.
Oh, is it
30
30?
exactly.
30 exactly.
No
Suck
shit.
I know.
Right on. Yeah. Suck it.
Let's see here.
I didn't even do nothing.
Here's a 1 star. Another dumb Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel that I'll forget about in a day.
Eric?
Yeah.
Wish.
I had to have been Eric.
Here's a 3 star. Nice bounce back after part 2. Basically a remake.
That's what I tell my wife every time I smack her on the ass. Nice bounce back.
Another 1 star. The movie's just there.
The movie. That's a good way of putting it. It's just there.
Dot, dot, dot. There.
It is. It's just there.
That's fair.
I didn't even know this movie existed until last week. If that says anything.
Yeah, like I thought Leatherface, there was only one. Like
I thought there was only one
Leatherface.
Leatherface movie too.
Yeah.
I didn't know that this was a movie.
You guys call yourself horror fans.
I'll be honest, this is the franchise I know the least about.
Yeah, same here. I don't like this
Remember that
franchise.
One time, my mom went to go see Texas Chainsaw at the drive-in, and I
Left Behind.
would have been just a baby anyway. I just like to bitch about it. It's funny.
I like to bitch about it.
Here's a 3.5. Often overlooked, the third entry in the TCM series is a love letter to Hooper's original film.
Oh, TCM now. I'm in the TCM series.
Oh yeah.
And it's a love letter
and a
to
love letter.
Hooper.
Get
Yeah, with-
real, dude.
With plentiful amount of hiccups along the way, the film still manages to scare up an unmistakable aesthetic and gore effects that will satisfy even the most bloodthirsty.
There were no gore
Gore
effects.
I don't fucking know.
I want to see a 5-star.
The only gory part was seeing that
Is there
girl's
any
hands.
5 stars?
5 stars. It's a lot of flack, but it's the best sequel in the series. A big
Well, hold
improvement-
on now. In the original series or the remake series?
A big improvement over TCM2, a very beloved sequel. So I'm assuming the original
Okay.
first 4.
But-
I
I want to hear why they didn't give it
Yeah,
a
that's-
one.
don't know. Here's a 4.5. One of my favorite films. It catches the dirtiness and the grime of the first one and adds twists of its own.
No, it doesn't.
Like having a young kid in the family and giving Leatherface a new Saw. It makes for a fantastic
An amphibious saw. The fucking Excalibur of saws.
Like that even the saw was way too shiny for this movie.
Yeah, no shit.
Like,
was-
it's like
weren't no
literally
dirt and
catches
grimy
the
on it.
dirtiest-
That and the house was
in the
way
ground.
too clean.
It
Like,
was.
if you see the house, I was like, "Fuck, I'd almost live there." You know what I mean? Like, it's not a bad looking house
Other than it looking like it might be dusty.
or dirty. Yeah,
You know what
like,
I mean?
but the cabinets in the kitchen look fucking brand new. I'm like,
I know,
there's some nice
right? I thought the
cabinets in
same
there.
thing. I was like, man, that kitchen looks like they just
Yeah.
renovated.
Like, I think they just remodeled that kitchen.
The house
Like,
didn't look bad at all, like on the
Yeah.
outside.
no, it literally just looked like they needed to sweep and dust.
Yeah, it looked like it just needed cleaned up and some bones taken out.
There was no clutter or anything. Maybe she don't like clutter.
Take it out.
Yeah, the bones in the room were a little
Yeah.
bit,
It's a little much.
baby, clean up your room.
Yeah, no shit.
How
Here's
you
a
collecting
two-star.
all these bones?
All these dead animals are bringing in the house.
It has its moments, but the gore is lacking. Yeah, one says no gore. One says, yeah.
All of the gore.
As is most, it has its moments, but the gore is lacking, as is most of the horror from the first film and most of the humor from the second.
So here's a question for the people that sit here and saying that there's a lot of gore in this movie. These are probably the same people that throw up during Terrifier 2.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing about this franchise, though, is
But didn't anybody actually throw up during that movie?
I'm just saying in
A
general.
lot of people
the
did
people that
complained about it, said that it was like too much, and it was like they left
Yeah,
the
but you can
theater.
say it's
and-
too much and be like, oh, I threw up, but did you really? It's a fucking movie, and if you're that grossed out, you're a giant fucking pussy.
or are they grossed out, or are they just not feeling that well that day? I mean, I can go watch The Notebook and throw up during that movie.
No,
If I
yeah.
ate
Because
something-
I can tell the difference. If I watch him rip a chick in half in a movie, I'm just going to sit there. But if I actually watch the dude rip a chick in half in real life, I would probably throw up.
Well, sure, yeah, if it was real.
Like, you're a pussy.
That's the thing. Like we've talked about that before. Like if you can tell the difference between real and fake. So if it's
Yeah.
fake, like why would you be upset
even
by
like-
it?
Yeah, why would? Yeah, it's
Like
fake.
if it's real, yeah, I can understand being like, oh, bleh, like, but if it's
I don't even
fake,
think I
like,
would, honestly. If I saw somebody got ripped in half, I'm like, huh, that's weird.
No, I'd probably throw up.
See, like I could never watch like those medical shows, like on TLC and shit like that, because that stuff always bothered me. But I can watch.
Horror
I can
movies
watch
all
like
day.
surgeries and stuff. I can.
See that shit.
That doesn't bother me at all. But I mean, like, I'm thinking, like, if somebody rips somebody in half, that's definitely not a scenario I want to
I
be
think it
involved
depends
in.
on the
That's all I'm
context
saying.
of the gore in real life. Like,
No, I'm saying, like, I don't want to be there for somebody ripping somebody in half. That's probably not a scenario in which I want to find myself.
I think if I watched somebody get ripped in half, I'd be okay with that. I think it'd be the aftermath of seeing them ripped in half.
You're not.
Did you see
hearing
somebody,
me.
like-
I don't want to be there for somebody getting ripped in
You
half
see
because
somebody
it's not
like,
a good
getting
scenario to be
holes
in.
drilled in their body.
Oh, I don't care about that. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm the one doing the ripping in half.
Could you see somebody getting holes drilled in their body?
I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if I could or not.
I think in all of those scenarios, it's bad. It's a bad ending for me. So no, I don't like it.
Yeah.
And the last one I have is 3 was a huge, boring, dragged out mess. Oh, this is a 1-star.
That's fine.
Mess centered around running around a forest. And that was literally the whole plot, along with the house and anyone still alive and left over from 2. I didn't care for it at all and rated it as the second worst entry in the series after the original itself.
Joseph, that was
Damn.
you.
That might have been you.
I
What are you
could
talking
have
about?
Yeah.
swore I had one about it being in the fucking swamp. Like, maybe not. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. It being out in the forest. But I could have swore I seen one that was about it being in the swamp half the time.
Anyway, there's your Rotten Tomatoes and your. Let's get into the. Yeah, let's get into that trivia.
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
I'm over it.
The film trailer for this was done before they even had a director and before production started.
Wait, what?
Film trailer was done before they even had a director and before the production started. That always is a good sign.
What the
Every
fuck?
bad movie I've ever heard of, that's what they've done because they're just trying to get a movie
Well,
or franchise going.
Yeah,
or-
they're trying to greenlight it, but I think that whenever they do something like that, it's trying to see if it's piquing anybody's interest. how many people are we going to be able to do this? If like, let's do a little trailer thing, and then let's see how people react to it, positive or negative. We'll find out from that.
Yeah.
But if they do that, then and they don't release a movie.
Well,
it's in development hell.
yeah, that's essentially where that goes.
Have you ever seen that though? I've never seen a trailer released and then a movie never come out.
I did. There's a movie called Jin or something like that, and it had Roddy Piper in it, and Jonathan Davis was supposed to play essentially Satan, and it was about him. Roddy Piper was a cop or detective transporting Jonathan Davis's character, and he was supposed to be like the devil. There was a trailer and everything for it, and I think they might have started filming, but it never finished, and it just never got made. So
yeah, I don't know if I've ever come across anything like that.
It was never made. I know it because I was like obsessed with Jonathan Davis
with
back in
like what she's saying with the trailer coming out, and everybody's hyped for it, and then it's just like, where did the fucking movie go?
Yeah. I've never seen that before, but I mean, yeah.
But no, I read something like somebody said it had one of the most badass teaser trailers for this, and then you actually seen the movie, and you probably should have just stuck with watching the teaser trailer. Yeah.
There's a lot of those.
I've never seen it, so I don't know what they're talking
I've never
about.
seen the teaser, so.
But I've seen a couple things about it.
Well, I could see why they would, because you got to think this movie came out. What year did Texas Chainsaw 2 come out?
80 was
it was like early 80s, wasn't it?
No, I thought it was like 80.
86.
Yeah, it was 86, 1986.
86. So I'm assuming that whenever they acquired the rights, they were like, "Hey, New Line Cinema," they was trying to get people amped for it. You know what I mean? Get them amped
86.
and build up that hype for the movie. That's my assumption. If it's not to try to see how people react to it.
And when was this one made though?
90.
So it was only 4 years.
Yeah.
You'd think that they would have done something like that for 86 because that was 12 years.
Yeah, but New Line didn't own it then, did they?
No, I'm just saying though, like that kind of years, they would have wanted to get
Maybe.
Interest drummed up. You got
Yeah.
12 years. Do it that way instead of doing.
like a 4-year
Like a
gap isn't as
4-year
bad as a 12-year gap. Like 4 years, people are still going to kind of remember.
Right.
But I don't know. It's hard to figure out why they do what they do.
Like District 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like because he always planned to do it. Obviously, he still does, as far as I know. But it's not.
It's one of the most wanted sequels of all time.
Yeah, like do
Even I want it.
something like that instead of doing, like a Deadpool or something like that. Something that's got a bigger span that would drum up more interest to get people back into the franchise
Right.
than something that just is got a few years. But people are gonna fucking see it anyways because of the character.
Yeah. I agree.
So we talked about how Carolyn Williams reprised her role in a cameo as news reporter. Director Jeff Burr said he imagines Stretch becoming a reporter following the trauma she experienced in the second movie in an attempt to hunt down Leatherface. I don't understand the cameo though. She literally just walks in front of the camera with a
It'd be
microphone.
different
in
if
her
she was
hand.
like in front of the camera, like
Yeah, I
doing a news
fully
report.
expected.
Yeah.
I fully expected us to see her later, like giving a news report. Like I said, oh, there's Stretch, and then I'm like, so that's it, okay. Director Jeff Burr was fired at the beginning of production. When nobody else accepted the job, he was rehired. Again, there's just all of these things that I keep hearing. It's like, yeah, this was definitely
Doomed
not going to
from
be a
the
good
start.
movie.
Yeah, shit show from the beginning. You fire the director, nobody else wants.
Why
to
did they fire him?
It doesn't say. He claims that he was probably the 50th director offered the job, as names like John McNaughton, Peter Jackson, Sam Raimi, Tom Savini, Scott Spiegel, Rennie Harlan, and many others had all turned it down.
Can you
When
imagine
Rennie
if Sam
Harlan turns
Raimi-
down your project,
It's probably
you should probably go back to the
Yeah.
drawing board.
I wonder what it would be like if Sam Raimi.
Yeah, that's what I'm
directed
saying. You imagine if Sam Raimi did it?
Oh, he wouldn't have gone
He
with
probably
it.
would have turned it- he
Total rewrite,
yeah.
total...
I
Yeah, I mean, if he would have
probably turned
redone
down
it
because
all.
he didn't like the script itself.
I would like to see Peter Jackson do it.
But
Oh,
revamp
yeah,
it all.
he could have gone
like
somewhere
his
with
horror,
it. His horror stuff
like
is
his
actually
horror
really...
stuff is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
He's supposed to do He's supposed to be doing 4K restoration over there.
What I kick ass for the Lord.
There you go. That's a bump. Put that on a bump.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Kick ass for the Lord.
He also claimed that New Line forbade him from talking to Tobe Hooper, but never found out why. The original script was much more brutal, with explicit gore scenes. The producers...
They were trying to probably keep him from talking to Tobe Hooper because they didn't want Tobe Hooper to influence their idea of what that franchise was going to turn into.
Sucked.
Yeah, which was a bad fucking idea. You should bring that's like telling Wes Craven you have no say on a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, or
There were many he didn't.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like that, and how well did those movies do?
Right.
You know what I mean?
What was Bob Shays? Did he have any influence on this?
The second one, he had a lot.
No, I'm
He's talking about on the Texas Chainsaw.
Texas Chainsaw.
Oh, probably.
Nightmare 2.
Yeah, Nightmare 2.
Oh, I get it. I know it.
Huh?
Just keep going.
Oh, the original script was much more brutal with explicit gore scenes. The producers objected to many of the scenes, one of which had a nude man being split down the middle while hung upside down, and demanded extensive changes to the script to reduce gore and violence. Further cuts had to be made to avoid an X rating after the film was finished. This was the final movie to be given an X certificate by the MPAA before the rating was replaced with NC-17, so they did have NC-17 then. Eric, I put this one in for you.
Okay.
Kane Hodder, whose best-known role is that of another horror icon, Jason Voorhees, was the stunt coordinator for this film. He was also R.A. Mihailoff's stunt double and played Leatherface in the trailer.
So that's probably why the guy tripped on the bear trap.
Because Kane Hodder was chasing him.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't Leatherface in the movie,
No.
only in the trailer, but he was the stunt coordinator for the film.
That makes sense. I mean, a lot of the ways that, like, Leatherface was kind of, I don't know, like, at the end when Leatherface stopped and shit like that.
Kane Hodder ain't the right build to be Leatherface.
No.
Especially not how small this Leatherface was.
No.
Yeah.
Viggo Mortensen played Tex as though he were secretly gay.
Kane Hodder's a great Jason, though.
That
Secretly
was Bob
gay?
Shays' influence. He's like, just imagine me in Nightmare 2.
No, that was actually Viggo Mortensen. He thought that Tex was gay secretly, so he played the
He
character.
played him
as
kind
such.
of like,
Looks
yeah,
secretly gay.
yeah, he kind of does.
Yeah, so he played the character like that because that's how he felt he was. The film was
Why?
originally going to...
Why, though?
I don't know. He's an actor. The film was originally going to have Grandpa Sawyer to not only survive but speak for the first time in the series' history, turning out to be quite talkative when in the mood and tending to ramble on about the good old days. For unknown reasons, it was decided to have him be a real corpse in this entry. It was decided that Ken Forehe's character, Benny, should live after he gained high favorable responses during early test screenings. The new ending was subsequently shot, in which somehow Benny pops up in the final scene with a tiny flesh wound on his head, even though his death at the hands of Leatherface is strongly implied. While filming the fight between Benny and Tex at the truck, Ken Forehe accidentally broke Viggo Mortensen's ribs. This shot was seemingly left in the movie. You can see Mortensen suddenly clutch after being thrown to the ground. Originally, Benny and Leatherface both succumbed to their injuries at the end of the movie, but New Line decided to shoot a new ending with editor Michael and New, in which both characters survived. Jeff Burr was very surprised when he saw the movie in the cinema for the first time. The new ending was shot without his knowledge.
I think that if they would have left it with the original ending, where Benny and Leatherface both die and succumb to their wounds, then that would be a better ending to me, because it's like you're watching these. I mean, I know that Benny was like this newer character, but to see him, he's almost as large as Leatherface, to see them two go at it hand to hand, and him hold his own against him, he could have been like, maybe in the next one they both did, neither of them died and they come back or whatever.
Well,
but
I mean,
they both could have been mainstays in the fucking series, and
they didn't have, like, they could kill him off and then bring him back. I mean, franchise do it all the time. They don't
Right.
have, like, yeah, I agree with you. They could have killed them both off and then it would have been a better ending, but they didn't.
whatever. Anyway,
Is it?
that's it for trivia.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
It's in the fucking box, Karen. Please.
Top Gun.
Yeah.
We left that in there.
You guys not want to do it?
I don't want to do it.
I didn't know we even left that in there.
Okay, so
We
we're
draw.
second
We
don't
guessing.
wanna do it.
I don't want to do either of those movies.
Good.
Like,
I thought we took those out.
yeah, there's not much to talk about.
No.
Ace Ventura.
That's fine.
We just watched this movie.
We ain't watched the second one yet.
No, but we have to do the first one.
You guys haven't done that yet?
No.
No.
Nope. What's funny is this movie, we just did Jim Carrey last week, or the week before.
The week before.
Week before,
Mass.
yeah. So,
You
who's
can
in
do.
this? We could do Courtney Cox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Courtney Cox is in this one. All right, people. This wasn't a very entertaining episode because this movie sucked dick.
I thought it was pretty fun.
I thought it was funny too.
Funny.
It's usually the ones that are the best are the ones
my
that are like,
God,
oh, we hated it.
I can't wait to get into the later ones because they're gory and gritty and
How's
dirty.
that? How's Ace Ventura not streaming anywhere?
I don't know, man. I think that like a lot of Jim Carrey movies are like coveted as gold in the streaming world. So, because like you hardly like half of his movies don't stream, or you get one here and there. Like I think I just saw the Yes Man on Netflix or something, or not Yes Man, Bruce
See,
Almighty.
I think we own it if you need to borrow it.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll let you guys know.
Anyway, next week we're doing Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Second one's my favorite though.
I like both of them.
I like both
I like
of them.
both of them.
So be here for that. What year did that? 92, 93?
Something like that.
Maybe even 94. It was the same year as The Mask. So it'd been 95.
Yeah, because didn't they get
Yeah, they had
released,
pretty much
like the mask
almost
came
at the
out
same
first,
time.
But Pet Detective was
He
shot
filmed
first,
Pet Detective first.
and the mask
95, no,
94.
94.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mi scusi.
So next week we're gonna do Ace Ventura: Pet Detective from 1994 with a Jim Carrey and Courtney Cox. So be here for that shit because actually I'm kind of excited to watch this one. I ain't seen Ace Ventura in a while.
We just watched it with
The
Jack,
first one,
but-
at least, I haven't
Within
seen.
the last
I haven't seen either of them in a while.
Month,
Yeah,
So,
month or so.
yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect
'cause he
timing for him
wants-
to pick that one.
Yeah.
it's funny. It's funny that we get two Jim Carrey movies like
Less than a month.
less than a month from each other.
Yeah.
This one is this is episode 98. So
Mhm.
next week is 99. Oh boy. Shit's getting hot. But we're getting close to our episode 100. So we'll figure out what we're going to do for that yet. But anyway, till we see you next week or hear us, whatever, come back. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.